This is a video for Bicycle Guider. My name is Kevin Levy, and today we're reviewing the RadMission by Rad Power Bikes. This bike has a 500 watt rear hub motor. It's designed by Rad Power in-house. It's not a Bafang or something else from Asia. It's designed by themselves, and it's really good. It's got a lot of power, more so than the average 500 watt. It's a fixie. It has one gear. And if you look at a bike with maybe 9 gears, like a mountain bike with 9 gears, it would probably be like gear 6 or 7. So it's kind of a hard gear. It helps you with top speed. It's not going to really be good for off the line. You're probably going to have to use the throttle. That brings me to the throttle. It has twist throttle. It has a 48 volt, 10.5 amp hour battery, pretty decent sized battery. It has these curved handlebars, which are kind of interesting. It's almost like the California Cruiser type, you know. Interesting. I think it's kind of cool. It gives it a nice little, uniqueness to it, and it's got this nice head stem that brings the handlebars forward, which is better for a bigger rider. But I'm 6 foot, 210 pounds, and you can see that I have the seat up kind of high, and therefore the you'll see when I ride it, the handlebars are kind of low, so I'm actually having to like lean forward. So I would say that this bike, well, a 6'5" person could certainly ride it. I'd say it's more designed for probably like a 5'5" to 5'9" person. Again, I'm 6 foot, and it's a little uncomfortable because I'm leaning forward. And this isn't really like an aggressive bike for like a racer. So, a younger person that's like high-speed racer is not going to be riding this. So, I would imagine you'd want to have the handlebars kind of, level. So I think you have to be a shorter rider. It's an aluminum frame. It has these really cool 27.5 by 1.95 Kenda tires, and they're the puncture resistant tires. I can tell you that I've been riding it around a little bit, and I can tell you that it takes corners really well in the dirt. It's got some really nice grip. It's got some really nice tread on these tires. It's got a pretty decent seat. It's got some gel in it, you can tell. It's somewhat comfortable. I think after riding for 10-15 miles, you're probably going to be feeling it a little bit. Might not hurt to maybe try to get something like a suspension seat post. They have really cheap ones that just kind of bounce up and down, and they have ones that the entire thing like moves forward, and the seat moves forward or it moves back, and it depresses that way. Those are obviously high end, but you might want to look into something like that. It's got this aluminum alloy chain guard, which is really cool. It's both sides, so the chain actually sits in between, so it's kind of harder for it to fall out out of alignment, and it's harder for your pants to get caught. It's got Tektro Aries brakes, which are pretty middle of the road. A lot of electric bikes use those. It's got mechanical disc brakes. It's got an integrated headlight and tail light, which is really cool. You just push a button on here, and the headlight and tail light come on. And I rode it last night. It's pretty nice. I mean, it gives you a nice visible view, like maybe 15, probably a 60-degree view in front of you in terms of viewing angle with the light. And I think that's pretty good, and it really projects well. The rear is just a nice red light. It lights up really nicely. The bike is 47.8 pounds, which is somewhat on the light side. I mean, the average mountain bike is probably more like 60 pounds with the battery and everything. The average folding bike can actually average about 60 pounds. So it's pretty good on the low side. So it's pretty easy to lift up. It's not very heavy. You could certainly put it in a truck in the back of a trailer very easily. It's not going to be very heavy. Bike comes with pedals. What's interesting is of all the different bikes that I've reviewed and I've looked at, I think I've ridden now like 14 different e-bikes. Folding bikes, mountain bikes, dirt bike style bikes, electric bikes, hub motor, mid-drive. The way Rad Power packages their bikes really nicely. They put tons of foam and zip ties, but they also, believe it or not, when they take the front tire off, almost everybody takes the front tire off because it fits in the box easier. They used this platform, a big platform that the fork sat on, and they actually like clamped onto it to keep it upright. I just really appreciated that, and I thought they went into a lot of care, So when you get your bike, it's gonna look really nice. It doesn't take a lot to put it together. You really just need to put the front wheel on and the the pedals, and you just put the handlebar in this little groove here and snap it on. It's real easy. But overall, that's the bike. Like I said, I've ridden it a little bit already. We're going to take a ride in a minute. I can say that because it's kind of a high gear, like I said, maybe gear 7, it's a high-end gear. So you're not going to be using the pedal from a dead stop. You almost have to use throttle to get you going. And then when you're going about 5, 6, 7 miles an hour, then you can start pedaling. Also, going up a hill, because there's no low end on this, because the gear is so high, you almost have to approach a hill, even a modest hill, like 3-4% grade. You have to approach that hill with a little bit of momentum. I was going up like a 4% grade, and I only approached it with maybe 8 or 9% momentum. Excuse me, 8 or 9 miles per hour, and I didn't have the momentum to get up it. So because it's a high gear, you got to approach a hill with a good amount of speed. Also, it has, with the Tektro Aries brakes, it has 180 millimeter rotors, which is pretty standard. Good stopping power. Brakes are really good. It really stops kind of on a dime. I was really impressed with that. It's got really interesting, this little bell over here, and it's integrated into the handle grip, or the handbrake, and it's really sturdy, and it's just a nice little touch, you know. That with the lights, I just think it's a really nice touch. Now, as far as the battery goes, the battery has this little dot, this little button right here you can push, and it shows you on an illumination what percentage of the battery's left. It's got little green dots. It is removable. It comes with a key. You can take it off. It's pretty heavy, but you can certainly take it off if you needed to. You wanted to charge this upstairs and leave your bike in the garage or something, for example. Like I said, it's aluminum frame, pretty sturdy, I will say. I mean, it doesn't have any suspension, so when you're riding around, you appreciate the sturdy frame, but because it's so sturdy, you know, you can kind of feel the vibrations, you know. But you know, you're probably not going to be taking this in any aggressive off-road. You don't really have the torque for that anyway. So just riding on the streets, you know, modest fire road, you know, like little light dirt trails, you could probably handle that, you know, without any divots, or, you know, just like very light, easy-going dirt trails. You could probably handle. But again, no hills, because you really don't have the torque for it. You don't have the low-end gear. Overall, I'm a fan. I think it's a really nice bike. It's $1,099, so for $1,100, you know, you get a really nice bike. And I think it's probably more for a person I would even say 5'2" to 5'9", maybe 5'10". It's probably going to be for somebody who doesn't ride much, rides on like a nice, easy concrete path or the street. Again, very light dirt trail, maybe in through a park. No hills. I think what's interesting is this California cruiser style handlebars, which bend. I think it lends itself to that. It's kind of a cruiser bike, you know. When I was riding it, I just felt like I was cruising, you know. I almost wanted to put my feet up on the handlebars, you know. So that's that. Now let's take a look at, you know, a little closer at some of these components. So here you have the Tektro Aries mechanical brakes. Here is that dual chain guard I was talking about. Here's the 500 watt motor. So not very big in terms of, you know, 750, 1000, they're a lot bigger. But again, it's got a lot of torque and a lot of power for the size of the motor, you know. There are the lights, the rear light, the front light. Let's turn it on. Here's the cockpit, if you will. You push this little button right here, power button. It comes on. You can see the display of the 5 battery meters, the 4 pedal assist levels. This little button right here is for the light. And I think I just turned the lights on. Did I? Yeah. So you can see the lights, front lights on. You can see the rear lights on. And again, at night it really illuminates nicely. Here's that bell I was talking about. Here is that curved handlebar I was talking about. You can see it's kind of a semicircle. It kind of comes toward you, which is nice. You don't have to reach as far forward. Here's the seat. Again, it's got some gel cushion to it. Not terribly comfortable, but you know, it gets the job done. And that's the bike. So let's take it for a ride. All right, we're on the bike. You can see that I started off with just a little bit of throttle because it was a little too hard to get going without throttle. And because the handlebars are curved, it's kind of hard to get if you have a phone holder, it's kind of hard to get it to you know, sit straight. So just know that. Unless you had like a really wide one that could really sit here. Okay, so I'm going to show you the speed now. So I've got it in pedal assist. Let's put it in pedal assist 1. No pedal assist, okay? No pedal assist. It's obviously very hard to pedal, especially up a hill. Pedal assist 1. Let's see if we can get up this hill. No. Pedal assist 2. If I really struggled, I could get up pedal assist 2. Pedal assist 3, obviously a lot easier. Yeah, I could get up this hill. I was halfway up this hill. It's probably 4% grade. I was halfway up it with almost no momentum in pedal assist 2, and I couldn't get up it. Pedal assist 3, I could get up it. Okay, so now let's do pedal assist 4, and we're looking at our speed here. We're at 11 miles an hour. We're at 13 miles an hour. 15. I'm trying to pedal as fast as I can to see how high I can get it. I'm really pedaling fast, so just went to 18 and then dropped down to 16. Okay, there we go. 19.7. 19.7. So 19.7 looks like in pedal assist 4, which is the highest pedal assist level, that's about the best I can get. Okay, now we're going to try a little bit of dirt. This is a light packed, it's got a little bit of loose dirt and a little bit of gravel, but it's really tightly packed for the most part. It's just a nice little park trail. And I can tell you that a lot of the bikes I ride on this trail, I don't go around turns this fast because my bike slides. So these tires definitely give you some grip. You know, I'm going like 10 miles an hour around these turns. I usually go like, let's say 6 or 7 because I'm afraid of slipping. I'm not slipping. So let's go down to pedal assist 1 and see what we can do with that. Okay, we're on pedal assist 1. We're very easily maintaining a 14, 15, 16 miles an hour now. Flat ground. Okay. So yeah, again, it's hard to tell, but I'm actually leaning forward, you know, and it's a little uncomfortable after a while. So still on pedal assist 1. Some nice, again, grip. Yeah, I don't usually take turns this sharp. Nice. So the tires are really big. I mean, 27.5 is really big. A lot of smaller bikes, folding bikes, a lot of bikes today have a 20-inch. Occasionally you get 27, but 27.5, I know it's not a lot bigger than 27, but it's just like the biggest tire, you know, you're probably gonna find on an electric bike, you know, a standard electric bike. Okay, so now I'm actually struggling a little bit. I'm only going 8 miles an hour because I lost some momentum. So let's kick it up to pedal assist 2. It's not a massive difference when you go between pedal assist levels. Some bikes, you know, you thrust forward and you really notice a significant difference. On this, it's not tremendous. I mean, again, you're only looking at a 500-watt motor. It's got like 40 or 50 newton meters of torque, which is pretty low. So I'm actually only going 11 miles an hour right now, pedal assist 2, and I'm losing some momentum. And this is a pretty flat trail, but it's just, you know, it's a little bit of dirt, so it slows down the tires a little bit. Let's go to pedal assist 3. Pedal assist 3, I feel nice. Some nice acceleration, some nice pull through these turns and over this dirt. So pedal assist 3 is pretty nice. I would imagine pedal assist 1 and 2, if you're on a flat road or concrete and you want to get a lot of exercise, pedal assist 1 or 2 would probably be perfect. But because the bike's so light, you could actually ride no pedal assist at all and still get pretty good heart rate. As somebody who measures their heart rate a lot using my non-powered road bike, I can tell you that the average person, I know heart rates fluctuate, but the average person with no pedal assist on this bike, you know, could certainly get the heart rate up to like 140, 150. Pedal assist 1 and 2, I would say you could probably still get your heart rate up to about 120, you know, because you're still working. When you get up to 3 and 4, it's like, all right, you're not really working that much, you know. Maybe heart rate would be like 100, 110, but you still get some exercise on this bike, you know. So we're now gonna try, okay, so a couple interesting things that this bike does not have, right? This bike does not have, like I showed you, a digital display. It just has, you know, little dots and whatnot for battery power, pedal assist level, etc. So you don't know how fast you're going, you don't know how far you're going, and you don't know how far you've gone on the bike in total. So it has no odometer either. So you probably need to use some sort of app on your phone that tracks, you know, riding, like Map My Ride or Strava. That's kind of what I have right now. I have Strava open, I think, or Map My Ride, one of the two. So that's something to think about. It also doesn't have a kickstand, which is a little odd. Not a big deal. It's a pretty light bike. You can certainly lean it against a wall, lean it against your bumper if you're, you know, getting ready, you know, get out of your car and getting ready to ride. You can certainly lean it against a bush or a tree, like I did in the review. So not a big deal, but it just is interesting that it does not come with that. One thing that is interesting is the bike comes with a little toolkit, which has all the tools you need to put the bike together and to maintain the bike. It's got wrenches, it's got Allen wrenches, it's got a screwdriver, you know, so forth and so on. Okay, so here in a second, we're gonna try to go up this hill with momentum. This is I'm in pedal assist 4, and this I'm already going like 15 miles an hour, and we're trying to go up this, I'd say it's a 5% grade, and we're losing some momentum. We're now down to 10 miles an hour. We are getting up it, but I am working. Actually, I was in pedal assist 3, excuse me. Now we're in pedal assist 4. And again, not a huge difference there. We are getting up the hill. It's a decent sized hill. It's like 75 yards long, and it's like 5%. And we're getting up it, and we're going 11 miles an hour. So not bad, you know?
What have you been up to?
So now, in a second, we're gonna try just throttle, which is interesting. So this bike obviously has no pedal assist, regular bike, pedal assist levels 1 through 4, and then throttle. Throttle is kind of like, you don't have to pedal, you don't have to do anything, it's just like a motorcycle, you know? Let's do one more speed test. This is a pretty flat ground. And then pedal assist 4, come on. How high can I get? Come on, before I get to the hill again. 18, 19, yeah, 19.6, isn't that weird? 19.6, 19.7, that's the highest you can get. I'm just surprised it got to the exact same spot again. Okay, this is a really steep hill. We're not going to probably try to go up this, but just want to see what kind of the no pedaling acceleration is down hills. This thing really picks up speed. I mean, we're going 23 miles an hour down a hill. So these big wheels, big tires really get you going, you know? All right. Okay, so now we actually got like 27 miles an hour. Okay, now we're going to use no pedal assist at all. I turn that off, and we're just going to use throttle. And it's starting out this hill at like 2%, and so we're going 7 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour, 9 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. We're actually accelerating, which is pretty cool. 11, 12, which is nice. We're still moving. Okay. Probably gonna start slowing down here in a second. Okay. Now we're trying some light dirt trails. I have to get up this little hill here. All right. Okay. Found myself a little bit of a momentum problem there. All right. So we're in pedal assist 4. And this is a hard packed dirt with a little bit of gravel, but it's mostly hard packed, so it's not very aggressive. This is like really the only big hill. Okay. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you learned something, and I hope you appreciate this quality, nice, affordable Rad Power bike, the RadMission. Thanks again.